Medically vulnerable students and staff. Phases 1 through 3 again in the red, schools closed for in-person instruction. Phases 4 and 5 in the yellow, create process for students and staff to self-identify as to risk level. PPE or other accommodations for medically vulnerable students. Consistency, review all accommodation plans for students and staff with healthcare needs to decrease risk. Phase 6 in the green, continue to maintain normal procedures for students and staff with healthcare needs. Safety and cleaning protocols. High-touch surfaces must undergo sanitizing every 4 hours. Light switches, door handles, doors, benches, and bathrooms. Extra cleaning and disinfecting as a result of COVID-19. Minimum, however, we are going far beyond the minimum. All touch points every 4 hours. Computer laptops disinfected between each use. Extra cleaning, sanitized due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Adjusting custodial schedules, coordinating in classroom schedules, limiting classroom materials, checklists, and then disinfecting each bus after each run. Classrooms. Students' desks must be wiped down with an EPA-approved disinfectant at the end of each day. Libraries, computer labs, arts, and other shared hands-on classrooms must undergo cleaning after every class period with an EPA-approved disinfectant. Public bathrooms must be disinfected every 4 hours while the building is occupied. Hygiene procedures provide adequate supplies to support healthy hygiene. Behaviors including soap, hand sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol for safe use by staff and students, paper towels, tissues, signage, reinforcing proper hand washing techniques throughout the buildings. Teach and reinforce hand washing with soap and water for at least 20 seconds or the safe use of hand sanitizer that contains at least 60% alcohol. Set up portable hand washing and hand sanitizing stations throughout schools. Systematically and frequently check and refill soap and hand sanitizers. Students and teachers must have scheduled hand washing with soap and water every 2 to 3 hours. Cleaning protocols. In phases 1 through 5, cleaning and disinfecting routines, frequently touch surfaces, PPE and cleaning kits placed in each classroom, sanitizing stations throughout the schools, plexiglass shields in designated areas such as main office, counseling, media centers, and any other places that lines can emerge. Signage throughout the schools, HVAC systems, training on cleaning materials and protocols with all custodial and building and operation personnel. Phase 6, return to normal custodial services. HVAC systems. Quarterly maintenance for all heating and cooling equipment. The air in one typical classroom is turned over approximately 6 to 9 times per hour. The Wayne Westland School District prides itself on the preventive maintenance program that we've created for our HVAC equipment. The maintenance for all of its heating and cooling equipment is done on a quarterly basis and includes but is not limited to adjustments, cleaning, lubrication, repairs, filter changes, parts replacement, and the checking and cleaning of the outside air intakes for obstructions to ensure proper outdoor air circulation. The air in one of our typical classrooms, again, is turned over approximately 6 to 9 times per hour. Return to in-person learning plan. Learning considerations. All of our instructional delivery models included the following consideration: Michigan Merit Curriculum Content Standards with appropriate pacing, daily attendance required, consistent content and common experiences by students, grades, assessments, and teacher feedback, live instruction including small group instruction, class discussion, and independent practice, mental health supports, opportunities for interactions with peers, certified teachers, district-provided student devices for K through 12 students, internet connectivity for families. Small groups of students may have in-person instruction where permissible, depending on individual students' unique needs. The criteria: the health and safety of our students, staff, and families, physically and emotionally. We provide equity and accessibility to quality programming, mode of instruction that can be consistently offered in uncertain times, and the opportunity to enhance instruction. Many of the decisions that have been made are complex and multifaceted. The final recommendations are an imperfect solution to an impossible situation, but we are committed to following the best practices and implementing them to the benefit of all invested stakeholders. Current schedule. As you can see, we have a current virtual schedule at the elementary level. This is the schedule that we are following right now as of today. I want to thank all the students, parents, and teachers and other educational stakeholders for their patience. Students and teachers have really learned how to navigate this instructional technology. This has been evident with the innovative thinking, learning, and collaboration that has been going into lesson plans. We have gotten better each week, and I credit our staff, students, and parents with their collaboration in this endeavor. The current virtual middle school schedule you can see above, and you can also find it on our website. These schedules have allowed for more consistent instructional methods for uninterrupted instruction during uncertain times. This has been a more rigorous offering than what we offered in the spring. Current virtual high school schedule. Teachers and students have had the opportunity to strengthen our capacities in delivering both teaching and learning during this time. Thank you to everyone in our school community for their time, energy, and expertise to develop district distance learning plans for an uncertain future. This time we have gone one-to-one, and every student has a Chromebook. If for some reason you have a Chromebook that doesn't work, please contact our IT department and we will correct that. Timeline 1. Proposal Timeline 1. November 9th, all pre-kindergarten through 6th grade students will return to in-person instruction in a hybrid model. January 19th, the earliest, all 7th through 12th grade students will return to in-person instruction in a hybrid model. The recommended schedule for pre-K through 6th grade: Mondays would be a synchronous learning at home experience, so it'd be a virtual day, again, for both cohort A and B. On Tuesday and Thursday, cohort A would come in person, and Wednesday and Friday, cohort B would come in person. When cohort A is in on Tuesday and Thursday, cohort B would be learning from home in a distance learning format. When cohort B is in session, Wednesday and Friday, cohort A would be distance learning. Every morning meeting with both cohorts to build community, take attendance, set expectations, and connect with students and answer questions. In March of last year, teachers were on committees to help in the planning, and in our August committees of K-5, 6, 8, and 7 till 12 were formed, led by curriculum, instruction, and assessment teams. We had over 200 teachers sign up in July and August. Our HR, staffing, and building grounds team has meeting since July and still currently meets. Beginning in early October, when we reinforced the hybrid model, administrators led the work with their whole staffs. The frameworks of our schedule, because of district implications, were sent to the buildings to make it, to craft it with their staffs so it could fit their building. Teachers have had weekly input at staff meetings with their administrators. We've been using Google Docs to collect all the feedback. The hybrid in-person learning model allows the district to split the students into 2 cohorts, which minimizes in-person class sizes. K-6 buildings in Stoudemire will reopen at partial capacity with the following in place. Use a combination of in-person and distance learning. Students attend school 2 days a week, 1 day of distance learning and 2 days of independent learning. Students will be placed in cohort A or B, which will be determined at the building level. All families will be placed in the same cohort. Depending on class size, all pre-K students may attend every day. All students assigned to self-contained special education classrooms will not be assigned cohorts, but rather attend school in person 5 days a week. The hybrid approach and gradual return of defined cohorts supports health and safety by reducing the number of students in a building at the same time and interaction among individuals. Our school staff members have been working collaboratively to establish the health measures that will be in place when our students return. These protocols include social distancing in hallways and classrooms, regular scheduled hand washing with soap and water, limiting and sharing of personal items and supplies to small group, and disinfecting between use, keeping students and personal items limited, and making sure they are individually labeled and placed in student cubbies, desks, containers, or backpacks. Your child may have seen evidence of these protocols through various signage in the buildings. We would begin on Monday, November 9th. Buildings will notify parents and guardians of what cohort their child is in. Monday through Friday, all students who are at home will check in virtually for a morning meeting with his or her class. On the days the student's not in attendance, he or she will be given work from his or her teacher to work on independently at home. Our decisions for return to school have and will continue to be based on the following criteria. We always look at the safety and well-being of our school community. The hybrid model is a combination of in-person learning and distance learning. Timeline 1, distance learning for the middle school. This would be for 7th and 8th graders. Again, they would be distance learning, so they would be virtual at home. Again, the cohort A and B virtual, all students are virtual. Cohort A would meet Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then cohort B would meet Wednesday and Friday. Again, this would be virtual or online instruction using a hybrid model. All students, again, would be online. The high school hybrid virtual schedule, students would meet on a virtual Monday as full classes. On Tuesday and Thursday, cohort A would meet virtually, and then Wednesday and Friday, cohort B would meet virtually. Timeline 2. Proposal for Timeline 2. Currently, all pre-K through 12th grade students will continue with the current distance learning instruction plan until at least the rest of first semester. Not before January 19th, pre-kindergarten through 12th grade students will return to some form of in-person instruction based on current data and feedback at the time. We would have a proposed in-person kind of structure of schedule or framework to the board at the December 7th board meeting. Timeline 2, again, all pre-K through 12th grade students will continue with the current distance learning instruction plan for the remainder of first semester, which ends on January 15th, 2021. January 19th and not before, all pre-K through 12th grade students will return to some form of in-person instruction based on current data and feedback. The details of this framework will be presented at the December 7th board meeting. Advantages of proposed Timeline 2, consistency. All students and faculty of Wayne Westland Community Schools have become accustomed to the learning style and the routine. Academics are manageable for students and teachers. We still have Wellness Wednesdays and 1 hour office periods in between classes that allow for a more conducive learning environment. The interaction time with students and teachers is maximized. It provides consistency, routines have been established, and stability for all those involved. Suggested improvements are including just talking to other stakeholders, are to conduct Wellness Wednesday with school building counselors, psychologists, mental health task force to improve the efficiency of addressing some of the mental health concerns with students. Address current teacher limitations to the delivery of the education and provide more resources making it more efficient for both staff and students. This is the current virtual schedule at the elementary level. Students have become accustomed to this. It provides stability, especially considering the rises in COVID-19 cases in Wayne County as well as other surrounding communities. This provides stability. Students are in routines. We think that this has been a pretty good model thus far. It's not perfect. It's meeting the needs of staff and students. The current middle school schedule on the left-hand side, it shows you the middle school 6th grade distance learning schedule. And on the right-hand side, it shows you the middle school schedule for 7th and 8th grades and the distance learning. We've been following this since the start of the school year, and our kids have had some consistency following this schedule. Current virtual high school schedule would stay the same in timeline 2. And our kids would follow this till the end of the semester. This lends itself so they don't have to change to a hybrid virtual schedule, which is going to take some new learning and adjustments by both our staff and students. This schedule here provides consistency, stability, and again, students and staff are in routines to follow this schedule. Second semester, Wayne Westland Online Edgenuity Virtual option. Wayne Westland Online Learning Edgenuity Registration. Enrollment for second semester will begin on November 2nd and close on Wednesday, December 2nd. Students who enroll will commit to the Edgenuity program from January 19th, 2021 to June 11th, 2021. There will be no exceptions. The program commitment in the Wayne Westland online registration opens November 2nd and closes December 2nd. While we understand some families have requested to change during first semester, the commitment is for one semester. So it's clearly defined and has been shared prior to the fall. We want to make sure there will be no student changes from either learning programs for second semester. If you know you don't want your student to return to any form of in-person instruction, then you need to sign up for Wayne Westland Online. Currently, if you're a student in Wayne Westland Online, you do not need to re-enroll. You're already signed up. So you don't need to re-register. And we assume that you're staying if you have not contacted the number 734-419-2274 to change the enrollment of your child. And just recapping, if your student is already in Wayne Westland Online, they will roll over to second semester and you do not need to re-register. If you know you don't want your student to return to any in-person instruction for second semester, then you need to sign up for Wayne Westland Online. We use the Edgenuity curriculum. We have Wayne Westland teachers that are teacher mentors, but they do not teach direct lessons. First of all, I want to thank everybody for listening to this long presentation. As we've come to expect during these challenging times, circumstances evolve and the changes happen frequently, sometimes in a day or a week's time. With each twist, we adjust our practices and procedures to reflect these changes. We may think we set the timelines, but this pandemic dictates what the timeline's going to be. Our mitigation plan for a return was approved by the Wayne County Health Department plan and is the results of collaborative work with teachers, administrators, and central office departments. Safety and health protocols in place for learning, schools, athletics are there in each of our models. Plans in place at every school implemented during the learning, both physical and educational. Wayne Westland Community School is a community that cares about its students and each other. Your support of these guidelines protects your child and the essential adults, teachers, support staff, and administrators who are there every day to support and care for our students. Our success in continuing to transition is directly tied to every member of our school community doing everything they can to mitigate the spread of COVID-19. I thank you this evening, and now I will field questions from the Board of Education.